whenever you ask a wrestling fan what their favorite wrestling moment is, there's a really good chance that what they're going to tell you is going to come from a WrestleMania. It's just built to have these big marquee moments that we're going to be remembering for the rest of our lives. So, today, as part of our WrestleMania week, we're going to be diving into our personal favorite moments that happened at a WrestleMania. So, with that said, hello everybody, I'm Nikki V, and I'm joined by Kanako the Squirrel.
Squirrel.
And Voice of Reason.
Hello. I should be at this Mania, but I have work.
Bums.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I'm getting paid overtime.
No, that's good.
But
Kind of the same thing happened with me with last year's WrestleMania. It's happening like 3 hours away from where I live. I probably could have went, but I had work.
Yeah, well, actually, the person
I have to travel. I have to take a 17-hour flight non-stop to get to fucking LA.
Actually, funny thing.
Shut up.
Funny thing.
We get it. You live in Australia. Your world is upside down. We get it.
Actually, funny thing. The person I'm actually covering for is actually going to Mania. So, So
let's start this off.
Yes, favorite Mania moments.
So we started off the Raw after Mania with a cash-in. So why don't we start this with a cash-in? So I'm going to take you back to the magical world of WrestleMania 31. Brock Lesnar had just uttered the phrase "Suplex City, bitch" at a utterly shagged Roman Reigns, and don't let WWE fool you, he was getting plastered from one side of the ring to the other. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a competitive match. The match was going fine. There was a small chance of Roman winning. And then someone's music hit. And it was one of those rare occasions that I can say that an entire arena shot to their feet and cheered. Seth Rollins' music hit. He was the Money in the Bank title champion thing.
Holder.
Whatever. It was really cool. Like, we didn't expect it. We were all expecting, oh, maybe he'll do something like Ziggler and cash in the next night. We didn't think it would ever happen at Mania. We always had suspicions, oh, maybe they'll do it, but it was more of a in jest. Just not taken serious. And when he was his celebration, he's running down to the ring, was all perfect because him running down was him rushing to make sure that Roman didn't pin Brock or Brock didn't pin Roman because he knew he could win it a lot easier if it was a triple threat match. So he cashes in, he makes it a triple threat match. And I think he threw a couple of curb stomps on both guys. And then didn't he pin Roman? And this is me going off, man. And he pins Roman. He pins his former Shield brother to get the WWE Championship. And then he makes an iconic move by deciding to just swing that belt around his head.
Like he did when he first won the NXT title.
Yes, it's and that started off a new era. It started off the Seth Rollins era. And you're kind of going to notice this with me for other videos, or you have noticed, I should say, that my picks are about era defining instead of cool moments or cool manias. It's about this signaled a moment in WWE that either WWE changed for the better or had to change at some point to save itself.
Kind of like what I said on Monday's thing with the formation of the DX Army.
Yes. What makes a good moment is, like I said on Raw, about starting new things, about if it's just, oh, they did a really cool move. Great. Doesn't make it a good moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Next, let's throw Voice under the bus.
You're only saying this because I picked a moment that got immediately erased the Raw after.
Hmm?
You're only saying this because I picked a moment that gets thrown out the window the Raw after.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So let's take you back to the distant year of 2016, aka WrestleMania 32.
Pretty bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly, I don't think it's
not good.
Honestly, the wrestling wasn't bad. It was just the booking was terrible. I can't say the same for 34 because there were a lot of matches that were actually god awful. But anyway, 32. There were some problems with 32. Like for one thing, people were not. There was a problem with the ticketing. If I recall, like the wireless ticket readers were not working. So there were matches going on with like a half-empty stadium. So oops on that part.
Kalisto and Ryback send their regard.
But anyway, if you recall, if you ever watched the WrestleMania 32 documentary recap for WWE 24, the previous night at NXT, they tore the house down. Triple H said, "You sons of bitches." Yeah, I said to work on, not like I told you guys to like to really make us work, not make it impossible. And yeah, that's kind of what they did. Although they did make it. Although if based on the opening match on the main card, you wouldn't have thought that. It was the IC title. It was a 7-man ladder match for the IC title. It was, let's see if I remember the people that were in it. I believe it was Kevin Owens defending his title against Sami Zayn. I believe it was Stardust, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder. I think there was a.
Okay, give me a second. I've actually got this up here.
Thank you.
It was Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, the champion Kevin Owens, The Miz, Sami Zayn, Sin Cara, and
Yes, there were a lot of good moments in that match. Stardust coming out with the polka dot, the polka dot ladder in tribute to his father. Sin Cara falling off the ladder into another ladder, which was a spot we forgot to mention on both our lists for the 2016 best spots. But there was a moment in that match that the entire room in the home I was watching all stood up and cheered as loud as we could. And that moment was when Zack Ryder pushed The Miz off the ladder to claim the Intercontinental title. The reason it's my favorite moments is my group that I watched wrestling with on Mondays and occasionally Thursdays or Tuesdays at the time were massive Zack Ryder fans. One, he was a Long Island guy like I was. And two, he was just kind of a dork. He was the lovable dork that didn't really get a shot and finally got a shot and had it taken away, and we all felt bad. But the moment when Zack Ryder pulled down the IC title was a moment that everyone around us just erupted in raucous applause because our hometown guy won the workhorse title. It was a moment that we could be happy. Hey, this Mania is going to be amazing, and well, you know what happened afterwards.
Yeah, it's probably a bad sign when probably the most likely reason that they put the IC title on him was to film a Snickers commercial involving him.
Well, also because I believe the title was actually supposed to go to Neville, but during a match with him and Chris Jericho, he did a baseball slide and snapped his leg.
Yeah, that's bad. But around the time when they were doing the "You're not you," or like you're acting like some other celebrity that is not this thing, eat a Snickers to start being that thing again. And it involved Zack Ryder and the Flares, and it was an okay commercial, but that's pretty much the most substantial thing that happened with Zack Ryder involving the IC title.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got a picture. And he got a picture with him and Scott Hall.
Yeah, that was actually another thing that I liked on the Raw before Mania, on the Raw after Mania, the promo that he did, where at WrestleMania 10, I got a picture with him and Scott Hall, and sort of a turnabout. Now Scott Hall takes a picture with me and my IC title. I thought that was really cool. And then Bree showed up, and yeah, you know what happened. But yeah, just that moment where our Long Island boy got his title.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's done what since?
Yeah.
He
Not
nearly
much.
won the SmackDown tag titles and then got hurt again.
Yeah. He had a good match against Rusev at Battleground the same year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was for the US title. That was fun.
Yeah.
Rusev Crush.
Yeah, Rusev Crush. And then Mojo Rawley showed up.
Yep.
That was weird. Anyway, Nikki, your pick.
Okay. So Voice, you picked your guy. So I think it's only right that my moment involves my guy. Like, anybody who knows me about wrestling, I'm a big RVD mark. Like, I love me some RVD. And so obviously my moment is going to be him winning Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 22. So that was actually the first pay-per-view that I ever watched. WWE pay-per-view, at least, because before then I watched a bunch of ECW back in the day. And back then I was a huge fan of RVD. He was practically the reason that I was watching ECW back in the day. And then around 2006, when my dad started dating this lady who had kids who were wrestling fans, that got me into WWE, and it was right around that time when WrestleMania 22 was happening. So we're watching it. I don't know who's on the card or anything. I don't know any of these guys yet. I didn't even know Cena at this point. And wouldn't you know it, my guy, RVD, just happens to come out and is just like, hey, I recognize that guy from ECW. That's awesome. He's in this thing? Sweet. And then he ends up winning the thing. Like, that moment basically solidified me being a wrestling fan from then on. Because...
Wait, how? I've just realized something. How the hell did you survive the WWE ECW situation if you're an original ECW fan like me?
It hurt. Not gonna lie. Like, wasn't great. So, like, if WrestleMania 22 had turned out to be a stinker, or even just, like, alright, like, there's a decent chance that I would have just been like, well, that was cool. I'm gonna go back to do whatever the heck I was doing when I was 15, or whatever. But the fact that RVD won Money in the Bank, and the fact that guaranteed that he would win the title at some point, which he did at One Night Stand 2006, which was fucking awesome.
Then they fucked it up.
Well, no, he fucked it up.
Well, WWE's booking still fucked up the.
No, that one's on RVD. Like,
I'm not talking about.
Lost the time.
I'm not talking about him losing the title. I'm talking about the ECW stuff.
I bet you that if they had Rob Van Dam still around as champion, it might have gone a little better. I'm not saying everything would have been fixed. That zombie would still probably be dicking around somewhere.
Well, I think he only showed up once, though.
I'm going to point at one instance, and it'll make you disagree. Bobby Lashley over CM Punk.
I said better. I didn't say great.
We're not we're not miracle workers.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
But yeah, that RVD win at WrestleMania basically basically got me into wrestling for the next, like, 4 or 5 years. 4 years, because I got out not long after Mania 26. But, and then got back in around 30. So, yeah. That's what got me in. That's why I'm still here. Alright, so that is, I think, just about everything for this video. So, that's all for us. Tune in tomorrow when we're going to talk about the WW... wait. Hang on, where?
There's nothing tomorrow.
Well, we probably will have a video either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday to talk about WrestleMania as a whole.
Oh yeah, yes. Or the Raw or SmackDown after, maybe. So yeah, I'm not totally wrong.
Maybe if we decide to record something.
If we feel like it, honestly.
Anyway, yes, we will see you, and hope everyone tries to enjoy WrestleMania 35.
Good luck.